Good evening. Photography and videography are beautiful things. But what about when they aren't? Our world of image creation is littered with disturbing occurrences and terrifying happenings. Let us delve into the world of... Oh, I've forgotten it. Right. Let us dive into the world of horrifying photography and videography and general content creation horror stories! In the small, quaint town of Syracuse, Justin was about to encounter a terror he didn't even know existed.
My name is Justin, and this is my camera horror story. So about 11 years ago, I was a freshman in college, and I grabbed a few of my friends and brought them down to the basement of our dorm, and we made this really lame short film. One of my friends was actually running sound with a shotgun microphone, and I was shooting on like a Canon T3i with like a 24 to 105 millimeter lens. And we did a whole day of shooting, and at the end of the day, I was running out of space on my memory card. And this was probably like my second or third time ever like operating a camera. We were trying to figure out what footage we can delete, what takes we can delete. And then my friend who was running audio suggested, he asked me, have I ever formatted the card? Format the card? What's that? And so I explored this in the menu option, and I selected format, and unknowingly deleted all of the footage that we shot for that entire day. My friend who was running audio was recording at the time when I did it. And he was doing this thing where he would just like rub the microphone on like a surface of something and make this little squeaky sound. Almost as like a joke, like I had to like sift through all this like terrible audio to find the usable bits. But he was recording this while I was formatting the card, and you can actually hear my reaction to realizing I've deleted all the footage after a day of shooting. Oh no. Okay, so the reality of what just happened is... So yeah, we ended up having to go back the next day and reshoot the entire thing. Everybody was a good sport, but it was definitely a horrific experience.
A terrible loss indeed. For Kristi, the drop of water is all it takes to bring back the terror of a horrifying day.
Hi, my name is Kristi, and this is my dad's camera horror story. I'm stealing my dad's story, don't tell him. Many years ago, my dad was a college professor, and he led this student trip through the Everglades. It was a canoe trip. I don't know exactly what the class was, but there was lots of camera gear involved. They had the camera gear in the canoe. So paddling along, things are great, things are lovely. All of a sudden, I think a bug might have flown in the face of a student. They flailed, freaked out, to the point that they flipped the canoe with all of the gear inside going splashing right into the water with it, ruining thousands of dollars worth of gear. It was definitely a bad story, definitely an embarrassing one for the student, I'm sure. And my dad then had to deal with the ramifications of no more gear because it was waterlogged and wet. So yeah.
Sounds soggy. For our next brave soul, the mystery of their story still plagues them to this very day.
My name is Law, and this is my camera horror story. I got home after a long day of shooting and realized that I was missing footage. I had been shooting all day for a pilot series on my YouTube channel with my podcast. I was using my 5D Mark II. I had a bunch of stuff on it. I was using my phone as my monitor. I had my video light system. It was a whole mess of a thing. I think there's a picture of me holding my camera. I've been just shooting all day from Williamsburg, went into LES, a couple places here and there, and then we just kept walking and ended up in Washington Square Park I have all of the footage up until we got to Washington Square Park. I even have a photo that I took of my best friend Danny. Everything else up until we got to the end of our day was gone, except for one more video that was taken in the chess store that we were in. So anything between Danny getting one photo taken and the chess store, gone. To this day, still a mystery. I have no idea where it is, but I still wonder if it's out there somewhere. Yeah.
I think we just need some more atmosphere. Oh. Ghouls or ghosties, or maybe the accidental toggle of the shoot without card mode. We shall never know. And that, dear viewer, brings us to the end of our camera horror. Oh no, I am mistaken. I had forgotten we have one more, as did Ian. Oh, ha, 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 ha.
My name is Ian, and this is my camera horror story. So, about 3 years ago, I had a project to do in Spain for a fairly large magazine. But I thought to myself, well, whilst I'm there, I can actually do a story, a personal project, and I would shoot that on film. So digital would form part of the reason I was going there for the story, and then I would shoot the personal project on film. I took a Fujifilm GFX 100S with me, with a 110mm lens and a zoom lens, a 32-64. And then I would take my Mamiya 7 film camera to do all the film stuff. However, when I got to Spain, I very quickly realized that I'd forgotten to take the 32-64, which meant I would have had to do the entire thing with a 110 f2, which is equivalent to an 85mm lens, which simply isn't possible. So that put me in a really bad position. Not only was I embarrassed, but also it meant that I had to spend a lot more money shooting film to cover the actual story, because I didn't have a wide enough lens to cover the entire project. So it went from a pretty well-paid job to not such a well-paid job.
Those are just some of our horrible, horrifying horror stories. If you have your own horrible, horrifying horror stories, make sure to leave those horrible, horrifying horror stories in the comments. And subscribe, because we're going to do a big BTS video on how we made this production, the lighting, the look. Make sure to check it out. For now, a massive thank you for watching. I hope you join us again in the next video from MPB. Cheers.
Yeah, what is horrendous? Never, that's getting delete immediately.